be referring to Elphaba as Hetty, because Hetty is a hoover. And Hetty sucks up crap off floors. That's all I'm saying. But we refer to Hetty as Elphaba as Hetty in here, so as not to send traffic to their page. So if you're not sure, if you're not sure who I'm referring to, please ask in the comments. One of the mods will tell you. Okay? Good evening, sweetheart. Thank you. Hang on 2 seconds. I need to read that. Anyway, yeah. So, I wanted to make sure that people were okay if they'd seen anything, and I wanted to explain to you why you don't need to be upset. Hi, Marguerite. You don't need to be upset, you don't need to have an issue, and you don't need to be cross. Which I will explain to you momentarily. Oh, Carol, don't be. If it's because of no, B, absolutely not. Couldn't possibly be, could it? There's no track record, is there, of Hetty spouting BS? Surely not. Colour me shocked. But yeah. Hi, James. Because it really upset my... Thank you, CJ. It really upset my my mods. Yeah, Chief, yeah. Well, it just, especially coming off the back of the autism and ADHD live that we did, and hearing how people struggle to get the diagnosis, and, you know, the waiting lists are so damn long, and hearing all of that. Thank you, James. Thank you, CJ. Hearing all of that, and then that person, hi Wheelie, putting up a Instagram post to say, shouldn't have to prove it, but here's my referral or whatever. Thank you, James, darling. Here's my referral. I think probably angered more people after that live. Yeah, I saw them grunch. Yeah, that's them, yeah. Oh, you wait. Oh, you wait. Have I got a surprise for you? Not. Hi, Kaz. You alright, love? So, I wanted to set the record straight. This is not the live I was going to do, I've got to tell you. But I just thought, do you know what? I'm not having that. I very nearly came on. Bye-bye. I very nearly came on to say, you know, you can leave without announcing, Ian, yeah? Daisy, I know, it's shocking, isn't it? It's shocking. Have a lie down. Thank you. Thank you, Matt. Oh, listen, what a very strange individual. And there are strange individuals on here, let's not forget. Anyway, it really isn't Yogi. But yeah, I nearly came on live last night. I'll tell you the truth, I nearly came on live last night. Hi, Sarah. Because I was fuming. I was fuming. And I said into my mods, oh, somebody stop me. I'm really cross. And they stopped me. Bless them. So I feel a lot calmer today, which means that I can tell you calmly why what Hetty has said is untrue, and I can prove it to be untrue. So thank you for the follow. I know, Carol, I know, but honestly, nobody needs to scream. Nobody needs to stress. Please don't stress. It's all good. It's all good, I promise you. You will feel better. Hi, Carol. I'm not bad at all, thank you. You will feel better, I promise. So, really not, Emma. Really not. So, I don't know whether anyone saw, I think quite a few pages posted what... Hi, Serial. Hi, Karen, Corinda. Hi, Bonnie. I'm good. I don't know whether anyone saw what, hello, what anyone put. Thank you, Daily Dose. Sorry, I'm good. Mods, can you thank people for me? Because if I keep reading the what's-its, I'm going to get distracted. Right, so, I don't know whether anybody saw the Instagram stuff that was put up. I think it was yesterday, don't quote me on that, and one of them contained what looked like a text off or a direct message off what appeared to be a clinic specialising in ADHD, right? So instantly people I knew went nuts. Harrow Health, yes. They went nuts because off the back of my live, people who were saying they were really struggling, thank you Corinda, they were really struggling to get onto the waiting list to get a diagnosis, never mind anything else. Possibly including you, Amber. Maybe. Thank you, Tracy. Oh, thank you for the... I can't remember what that's called, but thank you. So, I wanted to demonstrate it's not true. And I'm going to put it up in a minute, but I don't know how long I can green screen for, so I will put it up momentarily. So, the first thing to note is the date on the top of it. Let me see if I can get it up, because you might not all have seen it. What do I need? I need settings, don't I? No, I don't. Hang on a minute. Hi Jay, has everyone seen it? It's like, it starts with Dear Elphaba at the top, and at the end it says Harrow Health, right? And they had, thank you. Where do I get it? Where do I get it from, mods? Oh, there you go. Hang on. Oh gosh, there's also, oh, hang on, I'm not, there you go. There it is. Right, can you see that? I want to get out of the way. Can you see that? So you'll see that they put, is it Hi Elphaba? I think it is. So I think it says Hi Elphaba. There's your first error. Wouldn't say Elphaba. Hi. It wouldn't say Elphaba. It would say whatever is on Hetty's medical records, whatever the name is there. It would never be that informal. Okay, even if I get a message from my GP who knows me very well, it always says my name. It always. They would text. They do text. I get texts. Potentially Lee, but not usually. Thank you, Yaps, darling. Can we also note the date? It says Monday the 14th of July. Of what year? Of what year? Now, I did a little bit of investigation and had a look at Harrow Health. You can be referred from Devon, and this is not a area limited place that you go. This is like, it's almost like it's with the NHS, but it's almost like a sorting office. Almost like a sorting office, right? Thank you for the gifts. I'm sorry I'm not concentrating, but thank you so much. So yeah, I'm doing this for the people. I'm doing this for the people who were so triggered by this, thank you Tracy, who were so triggered by this that they got extremely upset, right? because they are waiting for their children to be referred, never mind diagnosed, or they've been diagnosed and they're still waiting to be referred for support or help. Okay, so anyone that's questioning why I'm doing this, that's why. So yeah, so we're in receipt of your ADHD GP referral. That's correct. You do have to be referred by a GP. So that bit potentially is true, right? Let me go through the rest of it. We're in receipt. Was it in receipt of your ADHD GP referral? We are waiting for you. Oh, sorry, just have to decline. We are awaiting. Right. This, as somebody who took English, this really gets to me. We are awaiting for you to complete all your 4 pre-assessment forms. Please can you tell me whether that sounds grammatically correct? Because to me, that's like nails down a chalkboard. We are awaiting for you. We're waiting for you. We are awaiting you. No, the sentence makes no sense. We are awaiting for you to complete all your 4 pre-assessment forms. That's a word you wouldn't need to complete all 4 of your pre-assessment forms. This is basic English, right? It's horrendous. The link below provides access, hang on a second, to the forms that you must complete prior to an appointment. Right, number 1, let's assume this is correct, this is true. You can complete the forms and fill them in, but you might not get an appointment for 4 years, 3 years, however long it takes, right? Really, pepperoni, that's very interesting. Okay, so bearing in mind, pepperoni, that these are automated, my love. Yeah, so the only thing that needs filling in is to whom it is considered, who's it going to. So, you know, correct. So, right, the link below provides access to the forms that you must complete prior to an appointment. Please complete the forms and return within 7 days for an immediate appointment. That's not true. An immediate appointment for what? Right? Seriously, an immediate appointment for what? To check your spelling on your forms? No. You wouldn't get an immediate appointment. Ask anybody that is awaiting an appointment for to get a diagnosis or to be seen. Right? Immediate appointment. Nah. Not happening. Don't care where you are in the country. Unless you've gone private, which you obviously haven't, because Harrow Health is an NHS facility. Right? It's a facility. Exactly. Right? Now, can I draw your attention to the link that they've scribbled out? Which, why would you scribble out the link? You know, maybe it's me, I don't know. Anyway, you've got the link there, haven't you? So at this point, what we know is Hetty hasn't pressed the link. Not pressed the link. We know that because it's blue. Once you press a one-time use link, it goes to black because you only use it once. Right? So, you've had your referral, but you've done nothing with it. Yeah? Nothing. I'd also like to draw your attention to the full stop at the end of that link. Can everybody see the full stop? The full stop would immediately stop that link working. Links don't have full stops at the end of them. The password to access these forms is, and it is normally your date of birth. Thanks. Okay, I'm not going to argue with that. Harrow Health. Right. There are so many things. It is a hyperlink, but if it's been pressed, it's not. It's been used. So it's not been accessed. And they are normally accessible once. Once it takes you to where it's going and you complete your forms, yeah, you then have, normally you have to create, don't you, a password. Or you know, you have to have your own sort of security to come back to your forms should you need to fill it in. Right? If it's a one-time link, the colour will go. It'll go to the same as the rest of the writing. Trust me. I know. Okay, I know. But if it's got a full stop at the end of it, so first of all, it wouldn't say hi, Elphaba. Yeah? Hi to people who've come in. It wouldn't say hi. It would normally use the name that is on your medical records. I will concede, potentially, they have acknowledged Hetty's trans identity. Possibly. Right? What I won't concede is, we are awaiting for you to complete all your 4 pre-assessment forms. Does that honestly sound? That doesn't even sound like ChatGPT to me. Because even they wouldn't get that wrong. Yeah? Yeah, assessment spelt wrong. Good spot. Good spot. Yeah. Do you see what I mean? And this is why I've done this tonight, right? Because it upset so many people. I got so many people in my DMs saying, exactly. Hi, Susan. Sorry. Hi everybody. Sorry. Thank you, Borderline. Thank you. There are so many but there's no full stop at the end of it, Daisy. There was a full stop at the end of that link. Anyway, it's not, I promise you, it is not correct. See you swaggering. Thank you for the heart, me. It's not, I promise you, it's not a real thing, okay? And that's what annoys me. This is what annoys me, okay? I am one of those people that cares about you lot, and I care about the fact that stuff like this is put out into the public domain. I can't believe I'm having to, you know, prove myself. Well, first of all, thank you, Ray. Thank you, Sam. Thank you, Coops. You don't have to prove yourself. I'm not being funny. Thank you, Hazel. If I felt like I had to prove myself, I'd be worried that people were thinking I wasn't telling the truth. Therefore, do you understand? Well, you've got nothing to prove. You've got nothing to worry about, have you? Sorry. Thank you, Mandy. I'm getting overwhelmed a bit. Sorry. If you've got nothing to prove, you've got nothing to worry about. That's my first thing. You wouldn't have anything to prove if you didn't constantly fib. That's the other one. The reason, Hetty, that you are getting all of this is because of all the previous lies you've told, right? And it's not just the lying, it's the fraud and the deception and all the rest of it, okay? And up until recently, very, very recently, asking for and not spending it on what you said it was for. I desperately need food, I need to put electric in the meter, and you go out and buy, what, that pink outfit? And your answer to that was, well, you gave me money and people said I could spend it on what I wanted. That's why people question everything you do, dear. That's why. So when you put something up like that, and I'm not a detective, right? But when you put something up like that and you send my friends into meltdown because they are struggling to get anywhere within the diagnosis process because they've been referred, and they were referred 3 years ago and they're still waiting for an appointment, and you put up for an appointment in 7 days, then it makes me want to look, right? That makes me want to look, along with your track record, okay? Thank you, Ray. Right? So please don't sit there and think we're all bullying you because we're transphobic. It's got absolutely stuff all to do with that, okay? What it's got to do with the fact is that you are still triggering a community. So, with that said, Hetty, thank you, Ray, that is not true. That message is false, and you've put out there that not only are the people who've genuinely waiting and genuinely going through hell, not only have you put their backs up, you've told people, right, that they too can get an appointment in 7 days. I don't know which is worse. Thank you, Helen. I don't know which is worse. Giving people false hope, or alluding to the fact that you seem to think you're extra special because you can get treated before anyone else. I honestly don't know what's worse. And the fact that it was unfortunate for you, it came off the back of an autism and an ADHD live that I did. But because it was forefront in my mind, and therefore when I saw it, I looked into it. And I wouldn't normally, somebody else would normally come to me and say, hey, have you seen this? I don't think it's real, or I think it's real, right? But because of that, and because you upset my friends, I'm afraid I looked into it. And as we all looked at it and discussed it and all the rest of it, we all went, eh? So when you get something that you can prove is fake, and you question it, and you say, you know, how awful is it that someone's done that, someone sent that to me, someone's upset my mental health, etc. But it's okay for you to do it and trigger a community that is already emotionally drained and fatigued and frustrated. It's okay for you to do it. I don't, thank you, Caroline, I don't understand where this, words fail me, honestly, words fail me, and that's not often. Thank you, Violet. Right? I was extremely fortunate as the step-parent to a child with autism and ADHD, and I didn't realise how fortunate I was until live on Friday. She was seen in school. Within a year, we had an assessment, a diagnosis and support in place. Now, I thought that was a very long year. I can't believe it took a year. Until I listened to people on Friday who were telling me that at every stage they've had to fight and fight for the basic of things, right? So don't you dare sit there and put out information that is factually incorrect and an actual lie. Okay? Come back to me. Don't come back to me, by the way, it's an expression. Come back to me when you've got an appointment. I'll see you in about 2027. Right? Because that's how long it's going to take you to get an appointment. Thank you, Anne. Okay, so come back to me then. But do not sit there and write that you can get an appointment within 7 days of filling out 4 pre-assessment forms, which you haven't bothered to do. So even if you were doing them, the fact that you received that on the 14th of July and we're now in August, thank you, and you're telling me that they're still waiting for your forms. Thank you, Volcano Tea. They're still waiting for your forms. Are you in me? Oh, do you know, you make me so cross. There has been very odd occasions when I've actually felt sorry for you. Thank you, Claire. I've actually felt a tiny bit of sympathy for your situation. And then you go and you play this shit, right? And you do this to people. And I think, do you know what? That is a hell of a bed you've made. Now lie in it. Because this is you lying in it. And I'm not, do you know what, all of us awareness pages, all of the people that bring awareness to your particular brand of behaviour, we're going nowhere. Nowhere. Right? The fact that you've kicked off on a live and accused somebody, wrongly I might add, and I emphasise wrongly, and triggered a load of people, is mind-blowing. But to do that to a group of people who are waiting years, Hetty, not weeks, not days, years to get referred, to get an appointment. Did you know sometimes that between being diagnosed with ADHD and receiving any medication you may then be entitled to help you navigate your way through life can be over a year? And you, oh, the words I could use, that I wish I could, but I'm trying so hard to stay calm. But when I've got my friends in a meltdown going, what the hell? I'm doing this, I'm doing that, I can't get my kid this help, I'm waiting for this amount of time, my life is hell, I'm struggling, and this person's getting it in 7 days. Are you kidding me? And not only that, I then look at it in detail and realise it's a fake. And a really piss poor one at that. That just sends me into orbit. Into damn orbit, how dare you? How dare you? And let me just put this out there, right? Not transphobic in the slightest. Could tell you about some people in my family. Hi Courtney, I could tell you about some people in my family that would let you know I am not transphobic in the slightest. Okay? I'll tell you what else I'm not. I'm not a hateful person. I don't like doing this. Thank you, Jack. I don't like doing this. This is not what my page is about. This is not what my platform is about. Right? Do you know what I'd rather be doing? Autism and ADHD lives, connecting people and supporting people. Right? I would rather be running lives about online safety and protecting your children. I would rather be launching my new show than sitting here pulling you up on the absolute lies that you are telling. And the only reason I'm pulling you up on them is not because I hate you or dislike you in any way. It's because of the damage you are continuing to do. Get it into your head. The reaction you are getting is because of your actions. Do you understand? Your actions are causing this reaction. Thank you, Megan. Right? Just take yourself away from... That's my biggest advice to you, is take yourself away from social media. It's doing you no favours, right? And it is hurting people. Strangers to you, strangers to me, but I care you don't. So for anyone that's looked at that and thought, what the hell? How the hell's he done that? He hasn't. She hasn't. Thank you, Finley. Right, they haven't. That is clearly fake. Alright? So please don't think for 1 second that Hetty has managed to do in 3-4 weeks something that you lot haven't been able to do for 3-4 months. Okay? Really, Thea? Wow. It boils my blood. It boils my blood. Can someone explain to Eros, please? No, Stardew, same. I don't... Thank you, Helen, sorry. And I think that's the diagnosis they're going to get, Yogi, not going to lie. I think the doctor is potentially covering their back. Thank you, Katie. I think the doctor is covering their back. Oh, bless your heart, darling. Thank you. That's pretty. They're covering their back because obviously if there is a diagnosis there, which there isn't, and they don't put the referral through, then, you know, they're open to all sorts of punishment, aren't they? So that's all that is. I think, and this is my opinion, Hetty's gone in with a list of all the things they've learned about ADHD and autism, reeled it off, and the doctor's just gone, I'm just going to refer you, right? Knowing it's going to take years. But the fact that they've put that out into the world and affected, because they're, how large is their platform on Insta? Oh, Yogi, that's a hell of a one, isn't it? That is a hell of a one. Exactly, Thea. And Harrow Health is an actual entity. It's an actual, you know, it employs people, and it does what it says it does. It's that you go on their website, you'll see it. It's part of the NHS, right? So then what they'll do, because people are going to be saying, hang on a minute, that's not right, they're going to come back and blame a legitimate entity for the fact that we don't believe it. You know, another entity gets the blame. You know, like when they were allegedly had something added to a drink in a nightclub in Birmingham. And when they were told, we don't believe you, they blamed the nightclub. It's that again, pass the buck. Oh, it absolutely is, Beth. It absolutely is. Oh, I already have, Carol. I've already emailed them with a screenshot of the message. Yeah. I mean, if you want to email, please do so. I don't know how you'll get... Oh, if it's not on their Insta, I'll find a way. I think it's on... It might be on the Observers, I'm not sure. I know. But if you want to email them, because honestly, they'll be cross about the misinformation, I guarantee you. because then it looks like they can perform miracles. And if they can do it for Hetty, why can't they do it for this child, or my son, or my daughter? You know, it looks bad on them. So I do not understand how they think they can keep getting away. All this other stuff as well. Home treatment. What the fudge is home treatment when it's at home? If you pardon the pun. What the... They were no help, they gave me a leaflet. Well, first of all, home treatment, again, need referral. They need a referral, a crisis team. Again, I totally understand that, a crisis team, but if they're a crisis team, they are trained to the nth degree to spot a mental health crisis, right? They are trained to spot them, and they gave you a leaflet. Tell me you're a liar without telling me you're a liar. A mental health team, honestly, will have gone through so much training to be able to spot and help someone having a genuine mental health crisis. You're bored. You're bored. That is not a mental health crisis. You're possibly lonely. That is also not a mental health crisis. Do you know, people like you absolutely drive me potty. The mental health services in this country, in the UK, are incredibly underfunded, right? And there are people who work without getting paid to try to help people who are really struggling. And by really struggling, I don't mean having a tantrum at midnight because your comment section doesn't believe you, right? That's not mental health crisis. Do you understand? A mental health crisis is either very public or very private. It's not sat in a room disagreeing with comments, right? And you're taking the time away from genuine people in genuine need. Honestly, I cannot begin to tell you, and I'm not the only one, and this is me being calm, I can't begin to tell you the number of people you anger. And do you know what my concern is? I will be absolutely genuine with you. My concern is that someone is going to go angry and then go through. And they're going to come to see you, or they're going to spot you out and about, and their anger is going to take over their actions. That's a very real fear. Because so many of us are angry. Not me, I'm at the other end of the country. Absolutely. If this is winding you up, please don't stay in here. Please, please leave. My messages are open if you need me, okay? Or if you can't get me via message, just leave a comment on one of my TikToks. I always read the comments because I always try to like them. Thank you, KK. I always try to like them, so I will see it. So if you can't reach me via messenger, leave me a comment and I will come back to you. But one day somebody is going to be so triggered, thank you Courtney, by you, so triggered by you, they're going to, and because they probably have mental health conditions of their own, thank you Tommy, they potentially are going to come and find you. It's not going to end well. Thank you, Kay. And it just stop. I don't know how many times I have to say that on this app. Just stop. It does. Right, first of all, you're not earning the money you were earning, are you? Doesn't matter what you do now, You are not getting the money. You may well be getting the views, but you are not earning the same amount of money that you were. And it doesn't matter how many buttons you push. Thank you. How many buttons you push, it's still not working, is it? Because people aren't believing you, aside from the odd 2 or 3. Okay? Your gifters have grown up, haven't they? And left you. So why? Why do you think it's acceptable to still sit there and play the same game over and over again? Because that's what it is to you. That's what it is to you. It's a game. And it's getting you nowhere. In fact, it's getting you into trouble. Right? Because this is absolutely bored, Maya. Bored and broke is what Hetty is. Bored and broke. Thank you, God. Thank you, Counterfeit. Bored and broke, which is not a mental health issue. Yeah? And seriously, to be a con woman, man, individual, you have to be incredibly good at what you do. Thank you, Helen. You have to be good at what you do. You're not. You are piss poor at it, right? You can't con your way out of a paper bag. Thank you, Counterfeit. Thank you, Helen. Again, if a mod can put up where they go, you're not good at it. Because in order to be a good con person, you have to be able to show that you are truthful and honest, and then you start the con. Thank you. Right? When you've just gone straight into lying. So you haven't even got the foundations right, have you? Honest to God. Thank you, Charlie. So please stop with your nonsense. Right? And if you come back and say, I'm only 21. There are 21-year-olds who are fighting in wars. Right? There are 21-year-olds who've left home and are surviving independently because they're working and paying their own bills. There are 21-year-olds who set up their own business, so do not use that card with me. Thank you, Counterfeit. Exactly, Andrea. Do not use that card with me. Right? Do not use the it's everybody else's fault that I am the way I am. Thank you, Tubbs. It really isn't. Because at 21, you start to have to take responsibility for your own behaviour. That is something my 11-and-a-half-year-old stepdaughter is currently learning, and she does have autism and ADHD, and she has a professional diagnosis, right? And she is now learning there are consequences to her actions. And having a label, because that's all it is, she's still my stepdaughter, does not excuse bad behaviour. Right? Thank you, Chantal. But I am so sick and tired of having to say to people, that's not true, that's not true, that's not true. I get people in my inbox saying, have you seen what so-and-so's done now? And 9 times out of 10, I'll look, roll my eyes and move on. But when you put out information like that and you affect a community that are already struggling and dealing with stuff you cannot begin to imagine, then I have to act. Then I have to say, enough, this isn't true. I totally agree. Thank you, sorry. Thank you so much for the gifts. I'm really, really grateful. Again, they're not for me, so thank you. Yeah, a lot of you are waiting and have been waiting. Thank you, Tess. Thank you, Counterfeit, bless your heart. And have been waiting and will be waiting. Thank you. Oh, Mandy, thank you. Right? And you'll still be waiting 2 years from now. And in the meantime, the person that you're trying to get help for is getting no support. Thank you, Tommy. Thank you, Tubbs. So, you know, this is why this is why I do the TikToks the way I do them, okay? Because I don't want to trigger my audience, and I like to put the smile on people's faces, right? And I also think the best way to deal with some of this silliness is to laugh at it. I think if you can laugh at people who are making you feel angry, it takes the sting out of it. So that's why I try and do this. This is not what I want to do. This is not, thank you, Kelly. Thank you, Tess. This is not what I want to do. This is not how I want to spend my damn Sunday evening in disproving the absolute horse manure that you put out. This is not a good use of my time, right? But unlike you, I care about the people who are watching. I don't shout at people in the comments that disagree with me. Yeah? I don't, if I'm having a bad mental health day, Hetty, I don't come on. I don't come on the live. And yet you sit there. And it's not, do you know, it's not even compulsion, is it? There's no kind of impulse behaviour. The time it must have took you to formulate that ridiculous Harrow Health message. What could you have been doing with that time? What more productive thing could you have been doing? Thank you, Froggy. You know, and for anyone that says they're trying to get Pip, they're not going to get it. Right? I know people who have been visibly disabled who were refused Pip and had to go to tribunal. So if you think a couple of texts, some leaflets and some appointments is going to get you Pip, think again. It's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. Right? They turn most people down. They turn most people down first time round because they are counting on you not to appeal because it's such hard work. Right? So if you think you're getting Pip, you're dreaming. You are absolutely dreaming. Oh, absolutely, Star. Thank you. Sorry, I missed all that again. Sorry. Thank you so much. I don't know who you are, right? Thank you very much for getting rid of that. So yeah, you're dreaming. I've got a friend who's got a lifelong debilitating condition, right? Who's got files and files and files of paperwork, all right? But because she's able to look after her almost adult daughter, she's refused Pip. And you think you're going to get it because you've done some ranty TikToks and made some fraudulent calls to the emergency services and perhaps sat in A&E and been collected leaflets from various medical professionals. You seriously think that's going to get you Pip? You are dreaming. You are dreaming. And I tell you what, when all these avenues run out, you know what you're still going to have to do, which is what you should have done to begin with, is get a job. That's the irony. It's creating a paper trail, but it's not, it's a paper trail of nothing. It's literally a paper trail of tracing paper that the first time it's rained on is going to disappear. Do you know what I mean? Nobody at this point, Victoria. Nobody. That's the sad thing. All of this to delay the inevitable. And in the meantime, no, it's not. It's DLA, isn't it now? But yeah. In the meantime, you're upsetting I don't know how many communities. And the outcome's still going to be the same. Make it make sense. I don't get it. I don't get it. ADP, yeah. And in the meantime, I've got delusive Angie going off at me. Some people just don't like hearing the truth, do we? Do they? They really don't. Yeah, adult disability premium, yeah. Exactly. All this hard work could have been, all this effort could have been put into just getting the job that you're going to end up getting anyway, because they're going to make you. Oh, do you know, what have I done? I had a rant at Corey Wilde, didn't I? I went had a bit of a rant at Corey when he was targeting delusive Angie in the hotel. And then I was talking to Miss Red on Friday before I started the Autism Live, saying, you know, do better, be better. And instead of sitting there and saying, yeah, no, you're right, she came out with the biggest load of stinky stuff I've heard in a long time and said it's just an app. It's just a game. No, The Price is Right is a game. Bullseye was a game. Snap is a game. You might be sat there loving the sound of your own voice, Angie, but there are thousands of people watching you. Yeah? She seems to think she's on stage and the people watching her are an audience. That's not how this works, you absolutely ridiculous human being. So yeah, it was an epic game, Faye, to be fair. Yeah, Carol, yeah, just, yeah, don't even go down that rabbit hole. It's not worth it. But I wanted to come on tonight and tell people that when Elphaba puts out a statement, when Hetty puts out a statement and says all this absolute crap, please, please, please. I know people don't watch her, but you know yourself, when you block, you can still get all the, it was Amber, you can still get all the information. When Hetty does that sort of thing, just take it with a massive pinch of salt, right? The only thing I'm absolutely certain about is Hetty's name and date of birth. Thank you, Catherine. That's the only thing I'd stake my life on. At this point, there's nothing else. Thank you, Sarah. I wouldn't believe anything else he said. Honestly, the grass is green and the sky is blue. Really? Stay there while I check. That's how bad it is. And the people that... I was listening to someone defend them. And they sound... in the comments it was. And I've since learned that they're potentially vulnerable. Thank you, Mandy. Taking advantage of somebody's vulnerability. Yet again. Yeah, Carrie. So the Hetty one on Instagram put up a, I don't know whether it was supposed to be a private message or from Messenger or whatever, from a place called Harrow Health. Yeah, Carol. Yeah. Yeah, from Harrow Health, saying that they'd received their referral from the GP, which is perfectly legitimate, I'm sure they would, but it started with "Hi Elphaba," and then there was the most ungrammatical sentence. I can't even say it, it offends me that much, and there were spelling mistakes, and it was just... And to say that they were waiting for a 4-page assessment to be filled in, and once they received this assessment they would get an appointment within 7 days. And it was just, and off the back of a live that I did about, thank you Mandy, I got cool, off the back of a live I did about autism and ADHD and the time scales involved in getting a diagnosis and getting help. that just, it sent me livid, and it upset my friends who were struggling. And I nearly came online last night. I'm very glad I didn't. They did stop me, because I would have blown my lid if I'd come on last night. So I wanted, because they put this out there, and because I knew if it had upset my friends, it was going to upset people in the community, and it was going to upset people on Insta and on TikTok and all the rest of it, I knew that people were going to be mad as hell and frustrated. And so I wanted to come out and say, look, this is why it's wrong. This is why it's not true. Please don't believe it. And be able to prove it's not true. Yeah? But then off the back of that, I get angry because people who are struggling enough, who are carrying a weight already, who find life very difficult already, are being subjected to that. Oh, look at this, it's dead easy, see? I don't even have a diagnosis. I've been referred and I'll be seen in 7 days. I know how I'd feel. I know, and I did feel it, and I'm not waiting for anything. Oh yeah, Carol, always. I just... Exactly, yep, absolutely. I absolutely agree with you. It just... All I could say is, right, I actually care. I think Maria's had enough, Carol. I actually care. There are not a lot of people on this app that care, but there are some of us, right? And the thought of people sitting in their rooms beating themselves up because they're not able to get a referral in 7 days, and you know, God, what sort of person am I that I can't get my 9-year-old that help that fast? Do you know what I mean? The thought of that, and people sitting there thinking, you know, well, how come Hetty gets the help and my 12-year-old, whom I've been asking for help since they were 7, doesn't? Okay? And that just, it made my red stuff boil. It really did. And so I had to come on tonight to reassure those people who did have that reaction that unfortunately, yet again, Hetty is lying. Really? Who's paid for that? Who's paid for that? Because see, that's another thing that does my head in. That is the other thing that does my head in. Whenever you watch Hetty having a meltdown on a live, right, watch their eyes. Their eyes will tell you everything you need to know, because they'll flick up here and they'll flick down there. Yeah, Katie. She's absolutely looking at the screen. Am I triggering anyone? Do I have any support? Have any of the big gifters come in? Right? That's what they're doing. As I'm ranting, are my viewing numbers going up? You won't see me do that because I'm not. It doesn't occur to me to look. I'll get messages in the chat saying, oh my God, look how many taps you've had or whatever, because I won't have noticed. When I was talking to begin with, I couldn't watch the comments. I'm still struggling because my head is that full of concern and the damage that is being done that I can't prevent, because Hetty, being the absolute selfish that they are, has put up something that's affected a community that's being affected every time Hetty opens their mouth and says, I clearly have autism. And I would happily challenge them that they don't. Oh, I hope, Emma, honestly, I really hope, because I don't have a big platform. I'm not a somebody on here. You know, I'm in my little corner doing my own little thing, and I try to get the word out there. I try really hard to help. I'm making myself sound like Mother Teresa, believe me, I'm not. I'm really not. Mods will tell you that. But I try to help. I genuinely try to help. Thank you, Victoria. And it frustrates me. It frustrates me that I can't do more. So if I can do things like this, and hold lives like this, and make you laugh, as well as shout at what probably sounds like you but isn't directed at you, then that's my way of helping. It's my way of doing something. Hi, George. I try, Tommy. I try as hard as I can, I really do. I get comments all the time. I had a comment the other day, why are you bothered? Why are you bullying? It's like, seriously. Thank you, bald thing, darling. Oh, bless you, Beth. Thank you. I just... Exactly, yaps. Exactly. I totally agree with that. I think we're... Again, Emma. Yeah, there is a... This is the thing. There is a difference between bullying and awareness, and there is a difference between a meltdown and a manipulative liar. And the more people I can help see the manipulation, the better. Because to listen to somebody defend Hetty by saying people are invalidating their gender identity, it's got nothing to do with that. People are sick and tired of the lies. They are sickened by the fact that Hetty has had tens of thousands of pounds gifted to them over what? The last lives being reported, just hang on. This will be the minions. This is what happens whenever I talk about people, right? So I will talk about Hetty in this case, and they will go and report the live. Trust me, Hetty's minions are now reporting my live. So what the only thing they've been able to get me on is a lack of movement, essentially. Yeah? So that's when the jigsaw piece comes up, and I have to put the jig put to show I'm not asleep. That's literally all they've got. They can't get my TikToks taken down, so they look for my lives. Is there something wrong that people don't like the truth? You know, people say free speech, etc., etc., but they don't like it when that free speech is saying something that they don't agree with. Yeah, I don't. Hetty, I tell you what, you don't worry me in the slightest, darling. You really don't. I've got shoes older than you, right? Having said that, you're an adult, take some responsibility. All I hear from you is, what about me? What about me? What about me? Do you know, one of the things about becoming an adult is that you become a member of society, right? And society is full of people, okay? And in order to be a useful member of society, you work. If you're not able to work, maybe volunteer. If you can't volunteer, find a way to use any knowledge you have to help, right? I am disabled, okay, but I have a brain that works, as do you. So I've put it to use doing this, making people laugh, building a community that helps each other and supports each other, right? That's my contribution to society. What's yours? You don't need mental health help. You need somebody to tell you what's what and give you a dose of reality. You really do. You really do. But the problem is when anybody ever tries to give you advice, and I've seen it, anybody tries to give you advice, you accuse them of bullying you, you accuse them of being transphobic, you sit there and say, well, what about me? And the one thing you never do is listen. Ever. And it's a basic skill. So once you've mastered that, maybe your life will change for the better. Because at the moment it's going one way and one way only, and that's because you refuse to hear when people are actually trying to help you. And there are still some people who want to help you. God alone knows why. But they're out there and they're willing to listen. And they're willing to point out when you've done something that maybe isn't so good. And they do it without judging. And yet you just fire back at them. So until you are capable, thank you Mandy, until you are capable of opening these and shutting this, nothing is going to change. Absolutely nothing. And it won't be anyone's fault except yours. How you've not learnt that before now, I've no idea. Honestly. Thank you, Louis. It just... Do you know what? No accountability, no consequences, and no compassion. No compassion for the audience that's going to reach. I don't... what do you need to send me, darling? It depends what you need to send me. Do you need to send me a message? Oh, Grinchy, that ship has sailed. The mother, that ship has sailed. Good night, Helen. Good evening, Dr. Green Thumbs, how are you? Oh, yeah, completely, Lynn. Hang on, Louise. Hang on. Let me just see you. Let's see if you can pull... Hang on, I'm trying to... Have I liked my own live yet? I do that. It's a party trick. Wait a second. Oh, no, that's not what I want to do. I'm trying to... Let me move you up there. Right, you can message... I've requested to follow you. You can message me now once you've accepted. Oh, absolutely, Faye. Thank you. Sorry, Katie. I missed that. Sorry. Thank you. Thank you, Amber. I just hope I hope you lot are okay. I hope that's helped in some way to make you feel less... Because I tell you what, if I was going through what some of you are going through, that message in itself would have made me feel like an absolute failure. It would have made me feel like a failure. I would have felt like I was letting my child, my sibling, whatever down. It really would. So I hope pointing out the fact that it's not true has helped take that off your shoulders. Thank you, Walking Liability. Right? I hope that it's taken it off your shoulders, because nobody should feel bad. Oh, they will get the emails, yeah. Exactly, Yaps. Exactly that. Because they are too selfish. Thank you, Carol. They are too selfish to understand the impact they have. It's mind-boggling, isn't it? Absolutely mind-boggling. Well, listen, I don't want to take up any more of your time. Thank you, Victoria. Because I want to concentrate on genuine people. Yeah, exactly. I want to concentrate on, I've got the format for the show, which I can't wait. I don't know whether I've mentioned I'm doing an FYP show. Here I go again, shamelessly plugging. I'm popping in. It's called Popping In with Jojo. It'll be a different take on the FYP. So it'll be, I will be looking at clips. I'll be very careful what clips I show. But then I'm going to pop in on these people. And we're going to have a giggle. So it won't be drama. For those that are new here, I'm not affiliated with anyone. I don't owe anybody anything. I've built my platform all by myself and with my help of my friends and my mods, and I don't make a living on here. So I can and will say what I want when I want. So nobody's off limits. This is on, it begins on, the first show is on the 15th of August at 8 p.m. I hope so. I hope if you've had a bad week it will give you a giggle, and I hope if you've been affected by anybody it'll take the sting out of it. Bless you, Lynn. So yeah, the other thing I don't do is I don't do battling. So yeah, you'll never see me battle. Yeah, that's true. All of that's true. Friday night. It's Friday night. Yeah, I don't battle, I don't believe in it. I know that would raise money, but I just no. So yeah, I want to do an online safety awareness as well for protecting children online. I've seen far too many children on this app, and I want to do a live to explain locking your doors and windows and then allowing your child on social media means you may as well keep your doors and windows unlocked. Okay? It needs it upped, and it needs the gifting gone, is what it needs. Right? So I will be back on live on Tuesday. However, if you're still requiring the company of complete idiots, and I say that with love in my heart, one of my mods is bound to be going live shortly. So if you need a giggle, it's alright. If you need a giggle and you want to go and relax in a safe environment, please go and join in the mod chat. Well, my friends' chats. There's a load of them. If you see a mod thing, mods, hands up, please. Hands up, mods, so that people can go and see your live if you're going live. Oh, bless you, Lynn. There we go. So yeah, everybody take care. And if you need me, message me. If you can't message me, leave me a comment on a TikTok I've done, and I will come back to you. She says that, they all say that. Thank you for the follows, the likes and all that stuff. I really appreciate it.